jingle, the Washington Informer jingle. Hello, this is James Wright, the business reporter for the Washington Informer, and we are about to tape a segment of Let's Present Live. My guest will be new author and entrepreneur Ben Ali of the, yes, you've heard it, the Ben's Chili Bowl franchise that is very well known in the DMV and indeed the whole wide world. Mr. Ali, I'm looking forward to speaking with you. Are you ready?
Hey, James, ready for you, buddy. Excited
Fantastic.
to be. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for attending. You have written a book, Ascend. Basically, you can name the title Ascend, the Black Man's Guide to Education, Elevation, Success and Purpose. Ben, why did you decide to write a book?
You know, James, I am on a new journey here. I've kind of retired from the day-to-day of Ben's Chili Bowl operations. I'm still involved, of course, in the family business, but I saw such a great need with the young men out here. We've had 3 young men who were killed, with gun violence here, who worked at Ben's Chili Bowl over the years. I had a first cousin also killed from gun violence. And I'm just sick and tired of seeing the kids and the young people, the young men, not living their best lives, not achieving their full potential. I see no reason for it. And when I analyzed how could I help, my dad was a great mentor for me. He was a great speaker and a great coach and a great motivator. And he took a course years ago called Success Motivation Institute in Waco, Texas. And he came back and taught us life principles. And I said, you know what? Some of these young men have not had a father figure, a mentor, the right teachers or educators or people in their lives to really sit down and teach them. And I said, if I just sit down and teach them and they see the beauty that's inside of them, their full potential, that they too can elevate, they too can be successful, they too can find their purpose. And so that's why I wrote the book.
I read the book. I was pleasantly surprised. Why did you write the book in the manner that you did? And let me explain to the viewers. This is not your typical book about, I woke up and went with my dad to go get some ice, or I went with my dad to deliver hot dogs or to make hot dogs. Your book is, as you kind of alluded to it a second ago, motivational oriented. Why did you decide to write that kind of a book?
Well, what I really wanted to do is impact young men's lives. And when I thought about it, I said, what is going to impact their lives? What are the principles that my dad taught me that I've used in my life? And I came up with a game plan, a guidebook, right? So every chapter is a step-by-step process. And what we're talking about here, James, is really a mindset shift, right? We all have a supercomputer in our head. I tell the kids they have a supercomputer in your head. It's the same model as everyone else has. It's no Michael Jordan, Oprah, Elon Musk. Nobody has a different model from you. We all have a supercomputer brain. And what is the difference between, a person making $1,000 a day, a person making $1 million? What's the difference? It's really your outlook, your thinking, your program. What program is running in your head? And so I said, how can I alter the program that's running in their heads? How can we have a mindset shift, right? Everything is mind. How do we change that? Well, it's a step-by-step process. And it's no different from when you're working on your body. The coach tells you how many sit-ups are we doing today? How many push-ups are we doing? What's our diet regimen going to be? How much sleep do you need? There's a process to this. Take some patience, take some work, but there's a process to it. But no one's talking about this process. No one's talking about the elements that are involved in changing your mindset to change your life.
One of your first major chapter is Let Go, Let God. And that kind of struck with me because it struck with me on a personal level, because at one time in my life, I just held grudges. And I just wouldn't let go of stuff. I would go back 10 years of when you disrespected me, or I thought I was disrespected 10 years ago about this, and that. But you told us in that chapter to let it go. Why did you decide to put that in the book? And number 2, why is that important in period?
Right. Because imagine how many kids are hurting, how many kids have experienced trauma, seen things they should never have seen in life, been exposed to violence, guns, drugs, so much negativity. And all that negativity weighs you down, beats you down, and you lose confidence in yourself. You lose confidence in the world. And so in order to move forward positively, you must first heal. So that healing journey, let go, let God, is about healing. And we all have something to heal from. Some people have it way worse than others, but we all have something to heal from. We as Black men carry with us hurt and pain and trauma from our ancestors. What was done to our ancestors years ago, there's traces of that in our DNA. And so all of us need to let go of our pain. And guess what? Some of that pain, James, is pain that we've caused ourselves. So we have to forgive ourselves, right? We have to forgive anyone that hurt us, anything that we've done, anything that someone's done to us, any wrongs done to us. And they're real things. People have experienced, all kind of abuse and rape, or, who knows what people have experienced. But at the end of the day, how are you going to move forward positively carrying that baggage with you? It's like being tied to a tree, right? And trying to move forward at the same time. Every time you look back, every time you blame, every time you say, but I don't trust, every time you're weighing back on those things, it's tying you down, and you got to cut that cord and let go. And it's not easy, but it can be done with repeated affirmations. I mean, I'm not a professional counselor. Go to your counselor, go to your therapist, whatever you need on that end, but there's also spiritual healing, right? James, we are all energetic beings. There's a physical healing. So when you start tying together the universal truths of life, as I call them, I didn't make all of this stuff up. These are universal truths of life. And you can get healing and learning from the Bible. You can get it from the Quran. You can get it from your grandma. You can find it in nature. There are many ways to do it. So as an example, I went into a church service, a big church service at Zion Baptist with Pastor Battle over there, who wrote the foreword for my book, by the way.
Right.
Yes. And I experienced what was true music ministry. When you're in that music ministry, when you're hearing that choir, blaring, and you're seeing the words up there, and the music is in your soul, and it's really resonating within you. And I was in that environment, and I said, God, take this pain from me, take this hurt, take these wrongs that have been done to me, take the wrongs that I have done. I'm giving them back to you, God. And I said, you felt it, you feel it physically, you feel it spiritually. And it's like a weight lifted from your shoulders. Imagine doing that every day for 30 days. Imagine doing it every day for 60 days if maybe you need to. Bit by bit, you'll feel that pressure relieved from you. You'll feel that burden relieved. And now you're able to start moving forward positively, and you'll find all kinds of new results out here for yourself.
You also have a chapter on gratitude. Why did you decide to talk about gratitude and how important gratitude is? And I have a saying, and you can comment on this, and I've heard this saying, that attitude, not aptitude, determines your altitude. Now, you didn't say that exactly in your book, but you kind of danced around it because it's a unique saying. Could you talk about that?
Yes. How do you have a great day, right? How do you have a great day? If your attitude is right, your expectations are right, you're setting yourself up for a great day. You see, James, what I'm trying to teach the kids is that they control themselves. When I say that who controls your thoughts? They say, well, Mr. Ben, I do. Well, who controls your emotions? Because you said he made you mad and she made you do something. Oh, I guess I do. Well, who controls your actions? I do. Well, then who controls your results? Good or bad? You do, right? So you are in control here. You're in control. So you're mainly in control of your attitude. When you wake up and you decide it's going to be a good day, and you use your attitude adjustment techniques, right? You use attitude adjustment. You may wake up and feel a little surly. You may feel a little grumbly. But if you say, you know what? Let me think about it. A lot of people didn't wake up today. There are people who had a car accident yesterday and lost their leg. There are people who lost their mom yesterday. There are people who are in the burn unit, the cancer unit, the paraplegic unit. And when you start to put it in perspective and you see just how blessed we are, just how grateful we should be for just being alive, and everything else is an extra. You got food on the table, you got somebody who cares about you. All these are blessings. There's so many blessings that we have, and we take them for granted, right? We take them for granted. And when you don't take them for granted and you're truly appreciative, every day is going to be a great day, and you're on your way to success.
Another chapter I really want to comment on is on teamwork. And I really liked what you said about teamwork. It's a saying, teamwork makes the dream work. We live in a culture, Ben, where rugged individualism is celebrated. If Elon Musk made $1 billion, it's because he did it. If Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post and Amazon and et cetera, it's because he did it. But you're telling us that it's a team effort. Why is teamwork important, and why is it important for your readers to understand the importance of teamwork?
Yes, great point. There's no Michael Jordan without Scottie Pippen, right? That's just how it works. And so when you say, you're capable of tremendous accomplishments, but no one person can accomplish what a team can accomplish, what hundreds of people or thousands of people can accomplish. And so you have to recognize we all have a team, but it's up to you to identify your team, to work with your team. Who really supports you? Who are the people who care about you? Right? We all need each other. We're not lone wolves. We all need each other to survive and especially to thrive. And so when you recognize that and you say, who is on my team? I need people, and not only do I need people to support me emotionally, I need people in my life for core duties. Like I need a lawyer, I need a doctor, I need specialists on my team, right, for certain skill sets that I don't possess. I can be a bad man, but I can't do everything. So we all need that team. We need a spiritual team, right? Whether it's our pastor or people in our lives who pray for us. So when you put these things together, you need a friend group, right? You need what I call, every business has a board of directors. Mm-hmm. What is the purpose of that board of directors? It's to see your blind spots, right? It's to help you to get a more clear and a complete, picture of things so that you can move the ball forward. So, if it's good enough for IBM and these big corporations, everybody needs a team around them. It's just a matter of each taking responsibility and saying, hey, who is my team? Leave those people alone who are putting you down. Stay away from those negative people. Stay away from the people who don't want the best for you, the people who tell you what you can't do, and deal with the people who tell you, yeah, I support you. You can do anything you want to do. Get those people around you. That's the teamwork.
Talk about the writing process. Was it therapeutic for you? And what did you learn about yourself as you wrote this book?
Great question. It was an evolution, right? It was an evolution. From the time I first got the idea and I said, I want to speak to kids. I want to help kids. But then I started really going into my study period. And I started studying different programs and different techniques and different philosophies. And I was fine tuning. So I had a great idea of where I wanted to start, but it really caused me to grow myself. And this is what this is all about. We have an untapped potential within us. If you ask, how much of our human brains do we use, right? Anyone will tell you less than 20%, maybe less than 15%, maybe less than 10%. So we have a tremendous capacity, and none of us are fulfilling our potential. And so, if you're happy and healthy and whole and you're having a great life and you feel you're living your best life, I'm happy for you. But if you want more money, if you want happier relationships, if you want to travel the world, if you want a Rolls Royce, whatever it is that you want, if you want to save people, if you want to help your community, whatever it is you want, it's possible. And once you understand that it's all possible and that God has it available to you, now you can grow yourself. Now it's all available. So, I lost your original question. I'm sorry.
But you got it. Are we looking at a tour in terms of your book and when your book is released?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about the writing process. Yeah. So it helped me to grow myself. It helped me to grow myself and to develop a more full and complete package. I added elements to the book as it went along. I refined some of the techniques. I've studied, young people. So when you're adding the teamwork, you're adding the spirituality, you're adding the physical component, the mental component, the spiritual component, and you really put this together. You're adding the values. What are the values that you represent? At Ben's Chili Bowl, we've always been about service, and everything in life is service, right? No matter what you do, if you're giving us news at the Informer and you're doing these interviews, you're providing a service. And, when you're in business, you learn a funny thing is you learn about scaling, right? And so the more service you provide just happens to be, I tell the kids, the more money you make, right? If you're playing basketball, like I love to play basketball, nobody wants to watch me play basketball, but millions of people want to watch Michael Jordan or John Morant play basketball. And the more people who watch them, guess what? The more money they make. The more Ben's Chili Bowls I have just happens to be the more service I provide to more customers, the more money you make. So it's all about service, and we do it from a service perspective. But a business principle just happens to be the more service you provide, the more money you make, right? That's so we're all here to provide service, and we'd like to provide as much service as possible. It's great if I can help one kid. It's great if I can help a class of kids, but there's so many young people out here who need encouragement, who need this support, who need this blueprint, that we're out here. And guess what, James? For our teamwork, it's going to take you. It's going to take me. It's going to take all of us older Black men to help the younger Black men. This 16th of this month is the 30th anniversary of the Million Man March. And if you see the hands on the send of the hands uplifting each other, pulling each other up, this is the spirit of this movement. It's for all of us. I can't do it alone. This book alone won't do it. It's for all of us to help each other. So it's a real mentorship, each one teach one philosophy that we have to get back to as a community if we want our community to be successful. To answer the second question, yes, we'll be doing some launching. We'll be doing some book tours in terms of book signings, etc. But I'll also be going to every HBCU. I'll be going to every high school. I'll be going to every 100 Black men or every service group that works with young Black men. And you know what? When you read the book, James, I'm sure that you got something out of this book as well. So it doesn't matter how well we're doing. We'll all get something out of the book. It's like fine tuning what you're already doing for some of us. And it's always another level, right? I don't care if you made $1 million this year. I want you to ask yourself, well, how come I didn't make 2 million? Right? Open up your mind and say, guess what? Somebody's doing it. Somebody's making 100 million. Why not me? You're as good as anybody else out here. But keep working on ourselves, keep improving ourselves. If you helped 2 kids, let's try to help 22. Let's try to help 222. We all have unlimited potential, but it's very important. I'm gonna hit you with this last principle, James, is our time management. How do we use our time, right? We talk about how do we spend our money, but our time is another resource. How do we use that? Because these kids are so brilliant, all of us. If I go to my friend group sometimes, I'll ask them on a Monday morning to hear the conversation. They can tell you every play that was run for this weekend, every statistic from every player in the NFL or the NBA. Why? Because they watched 7 football games. Okay? Did you spend 1 hour working on your finances? Did you spend 1 hour working on your career development or your family relationships? How do we spend our time? So when we find our purpose, and there's a chapter in this book on finding your purpose, finding out what you really want out of life. Most people don't ask themselves a very simple question. What do you really want out of life? What would truly make you happy? Right? We're all just kind of, doing what everybody else is doing. We all say, well, I want $1 million or I want a big house. Okay, that's fine. But after that, what do you want out of life? What do you want out of yourself?
Yeah.
Right. And when you get to these deeper level questions and really hash it out, what do you want? And what special gifts has God given you uniquely that you can use to serve the world? Because that's where the magic is. And that's how you find your purpose. And once you find that, James, this to me is like a calling. Every day is a happy day. Every day is a great day. And you get along with everybody. So, you find the happiness from within with that purpose, with that spirit, and you spread it without. So that's what it's all about, James.
Fantastic. Closing thoughts.
I need all the help I can get from all the, not only Black men, but all the other communities. But we're trying to serve and help these younger Black men who I feel are really hurting and, need our help. I've reached out to a lot of young men and they are so happy to have somebody give them some attention, a hug, a mentorship, a little job. Can you wash my car? Pay them some attention, recognize them. They're human beings. They're our kids. I tell them they're all my kids. I look at every young Black man and say, you're my son for all I'm concerned. So I don't care if you say you don't have a father, you say people don't care about you. I care about you. I love you. Ben Ali sees you and sees the greatness in you, right? I just need you to see it in yourself. Sometimes I tell them, I want more for you than you want for yourself. You have to learn to believe in yourself and believe in God and believe it's possible, and everything opens up.
This is fantastic. Thank you, Ben Ali, for spending a few moments with you to talk about your book. And let me just say to the audience that I will be a part of a panel discussion on Friday on Let's Talk in terms of talking about the federal government shutdown. Remember, please look forward after October the 13th when it's launched, the Ascend, the Black Man's Guide to Elevation, Success, and Purpose by Ben Ali. This is James Wright, the business reporter from the Washington Informer, signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.